Welcome back to the Circuit Media Podcast with me, Billy Boy Fabian. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest, Mr. Nicky Rees. How you doing, buddy?
Very well, mate. Thanks for having me on, Billy. And thanks for having me on your franchise as well up in Birmingham on April the 4th, mate.
It's an absolute pleasure. I've been looking forward to this podcast, to be fair. So I'm going to jump straight in with what everyone wants to know, the fans that don't know who you are. Let's talk a little bit about your background and how you got into the fight game.
Right, okay. So I boxed as a teenager, Bill, around the valleys, around all the working men's clubs and so on down the valleys. Knocked it on the head then at 16 when playing rugby with the boys and got into the valley life, you know. I went back last December the 24th, December the 12th, 2024. I done a white collar fight for a friend of mine who was terminal with cancer. I was planning on having the one fight, raising a couple of quid for Brett Collier and his family and leaving it at that basically. But after getting back into that one fight, things snowballed a little bit. I got picked up by the Welsh Combat Series, Rocky to Craig Morgan down in South Wales. I had a few fights on that. Led to a Welsh title shot. Come up a little bit short against a great fighter in Louis Phelps on that particular title fight. From that, then I got picked up by Steph on Bad to the Bone. I had a fight with Tony Barrett, my first bare knuckle fight against an extremely seasoned bare knuckle fighter in Tony Barrett. We had a little war down in Cardiff, and I had another one up in Stoke, which didn't end too well for me. I fought a tough boy up, but then I rushed onto a bomb. So, live and learn, mate. To spend that bare knuckle sport is they take no prisoners. But I'm still here. I'm currently in Kent training with Tony Barrett. I'm up in Mickey's Boxing Academy for the week. Under the wing of Tony Barrett at the moment, who's helping me come on a little bit. So from being two guys trying to take each other's heads off in Cardiff, we've got really, really friendly, and I'm currently sat in an hotel room in Kent doing a week's training camp with Tony, mate.
Yeah, see, it's one of the brilliant positive parts of this sport. Once you do share a ring, nine times out of 10, there's a brotherhood that's instantly made.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. The winner of these fights always wants to help his opponent bridge that gap. Do you know what I mean? And you've had the perfect sort of journey, really. The Welsh Combat Series is a brilliant promotion run by Rocky Morgan and Sean Seary. Superb. And then obviously you went on to Bad to the Bone there. Going on from Bad to the Bone, you've obviously gained that level of experience.
Yeah.
You boxed in gloves as a teenager. Was it hybrid gloves on the Welsh Combat Series, was it?
No, I boxed on the Welsh Combat Series, mate. I haven't fought in hybrid yet. I'm keen to do one. That'll be me ticking off all 3 boxes then with the bare knuckle, the boxing. I'll be jumping on a hybrid at some point this year, 100%, when the opportunity arises against the right opponent. And, I want to take titles on this year. If I can get one on each, I'll be more than happy. Or just two belts for my kids, and then we'll see where we are at the end of the year, mate. That's my plan anyway. They both asked me if they can have a belt each. And that's what I want. I'm hoping to get the first one up on your show now. My little boy's birthday's on the 14th of April. So that'll be a cracking gift for him if I can sign that belt and give it to him to keep for the rest of his life, mate. That's my plan.
Definitely. I was going to say it's a choice between giving the belt or the grand, really, isn't it?
I think I got plans for the grand, mate. Maybe I'll take him on a little holiday somewhere because I'll be on my break and I've got 3 fights lined up now, including yours. So I'm going to be having a month off after the one on April the 4th, and maybe we'll just jump on a plane to Egypt for a couple of nights, me and the kids for a week maybe. And we can get back for Oshi's birthday and hopefully give him that belt. That's the plan, mate. I know I'm going to have a couple of tough fights up there that night. My first one, obviously, against John, ain't going to be no walkover. I think the other 2 guys are licking their lips a little bit of the fact that me and him have drawn each other in the first round. Our 2 monsters going to be throwing bombs at each other over there. And, I have a feeling both of us are going to be crawling out of the ring after that one. So whoever gets through to the final, we're going to have to suck it up pretty quick and fucking march on, mate.
Definitely. I was pleasantly surprised being the promoter that obviously you drew John in the first fight.
Yeah.
Because that's an all-out war.
I've looked up some John's fights now. I've actually drawn him. As I say, he's an experienced guy. He seems like a great guy, to be fair. Really looking forward to testing myself against John. He's an hard man, he's a hard man. I am coming in on similar fucking stead to him, really. I think me and him are going to put the kitchen sink at each other, and it's definitely going to be a battle of wills at some point. And I'm really excited, and it's really made me up my game, the fact that I've drawn him in the first round. No offence to the other lads. They're not as experienced and probably not as tough as John. And my opinion is whoever wins that one out of me and John will win the tournament. That's what I'm thinking. And again, there's no offence to the other lads when I'm saying that, but you've got two experienced, tough lads going at it for there.
Yeah, it's definitely one for the fans, that fight. I think that's just going to build the tournament. Me personally, when I made a personal prediction beforehand and I got it completely wrong. I thought one of the younger lads would get drawn with one of you boys, and I thought it would go like that.
Yeah. It would have been nice.
Either the two younger lads in the final or the two experienced lads. That's how I thought it would go.
Yeah.
We live and we learn, don't we? Listen, the fans are going to absolutely love it, I'm telling you. So you've got John Baldwin. That's some Fight Club Promotions Night of Champions, our first ever prize fighter.
Yeah.
Heavyweight title on the line, plus $1,000. We were due to do an 8-man tournament. I'm very glad that we cut it down to 4.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect the way it is. From going forward, we are going to do 8-man tournaments, but we're going to do them over a couple of shows.
Definitely, yeah. I think three fights in one night, especially with the standard that they're going to be. Obviously, I think me and John would be worthy of topping a bill anywhere on any show, I think, mate, to be fair. So I think being a prize fighter, to open up the show with that fight is going to be a fucking belter, to be honest with. The crowd's going to go nuts, I think. And when I come out with my Welsh flag, I think they're going to go even worse.
You know, we've got a lot of Welsh fighters, a lot of Welsh fans that come to our shows, every single show. So you'll get support as soon as that Welsh flag comes out.
Definitely.
Mr. Chris Leo, Cal Woodfield, they're all over that way. They're North Wales, they are. So
yeah.
Contingent over. It's a superb show. You mentioned other fights you've got coming up.
So I'm fighting bare knuckle up in Liverpool on Valentine's Day on BK Sports. I got a fight up there against Franklin. This is why I'm up in Kent now. I'm finishing off my camp year for that. So I'm having a brutal week up here this week. And Tony's sharpening me up a little bit and getting me ready for it. And along with his team as well. It's not just Tony. Obviously, he's got a good team around him. Who are all helping me out and willing me on to do well this year. I think last year was a big learning curve for me. You know, I chucked myself really into it pretty quick and pretty fast, where maybe I should have taken a little bit of a slower path through things. Whereas this year now I'm coming in to take fucking titles, you know, souls, anything I've got to do to get them belts back for my kids, and I'm in a lot better place for it. So yeah, I'm going into Liverpool very strong, very confident for the fight up there. Then I'm fighting 2 weeks later on the Welsh Combat Series with Rocky. I've got a boxing match there. And then I got a little break before I come up for the prize fighter up with you guys up on Fight Club Promotions.
So you got a busy couple of months, so that flight, that little holiday to Egypt will be much needed.
Yeah. What I done last year, mate, I had a fight every 2 months, so I found myself constantly training or constantly in camp. So what I've tried to do this year now, I'm going to get 2 or 3 fights together off one camp. I'll do the same towards the end of the summer and then the same towards the end of the year, so I can have them breaks. I can eat the foods that I'm craving, you know, the fish and chips you smell so much when you go out to these road runs. I live on a main road in Neath, and if I go for a road run in the evening, you got the Chinese, you got the Indians, everything's fired up. And I think, you know, all your smell and everything is gone to a different level when you can't eat that stuff. So I'm having breaks this year. I'm going to have 3-4 weeks in between camps and enjoy with my kids, have a few beers with the boys, you know, enjoy them times, because I sacrificed quite a lot last year. And I miss them times as well. I just fancy having a little break, get 2 or 3 fights off one camp, and that's my plan, mate.
That's it. Do you know what, mate? It's exactly how I'm sort of doing things now. I've got back into the fight game. We sacrifice an awful lot. That's the key word you use there. To listen, we're doing this for us, but we're mainly doing it for our families. Everything we do for us is for them. So. Yeah, when you do put them belts around your boy's waist, I'm telling you now, it's going to be absolutely worth it. Definitely. Going on back onto the tournament, do you have a message for your opponent and the other lads in the tournament?
Come in as good as you can, guys. I'm not coming up from Wales to make up the numbers, right? Make sure you're fit, make sure you're strong, and just let's have a war. Let's give the crowd what they want, like, you know. Let the best man walk away with that belt. But rest assured, I'm coming up there for 2 absolute fucking wars, lads. And I'm looking forward to it. It's my first ever prize fighter. It's my first shot at having any silverware this year. And I'm not going to take it fucking lightly, boys. Put it that way.
Wow. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. The winner of this tournament goes on to big fights only. There are big fights for the winner. Obviously, you're going to be crowned the first ever gloved light heavyweight champion. We do have, I'll announce it now, we have had plans for quite a while to produce an undisputed champion.
Yeah.
What gloves that's going to be fought in is being discussed at the moment, either 6s or 8s, but we're going to give the gloved light heavyweight champion a chance to fight the hybrid light heavyweight champion later on in the year, which will be either Marty Barnes or Cameron DL.
Yeah. Too tough, man.
Plenty of silverware. Well,
I won't be letting you down on this one, mate. Trust me, pencil me in for them fights. Look, how's our luck? That's confidence to you.
Definitely. Something I'd like to ask fighters, but I think I know what answer I'm going to get. Your highlights so far of your fight career, I think you're going to go to the Tony Barrett fight, right?
Definitely, mate. Yeah, I stepped in, but then my first fight, my first bare knuckle, I should say, professionally as well, against Tony Barrett on Bad to the Bone, which is a huge platform. Was under Steph. Obviously, Steph sold up now, but for me to step in, but there was 2 fights on after mine, which was a European title fight and a world title fight. So for me to be in that end of the card on my first ever bare knuckle, I was really humbled by that. Obviously, me and Barrett had a war. I think he split me of the eye late into the second round, and the blood filled my eye and stopped my vision. So I think without that cut, I rocked him a couple of times. We've had a little chat while I've been up here training with him as well. I've had him on the pads, and he said, "Nick, I'm glad I didn't take any more of them." He said, "If you come forward one more time, you possibly would have had me." So, that's definitely one of the highlights. Obviously, fighting for a Welsh title against Louis Phelps on the Welsh Combat Series. That was a massive highlight as well. Obviously, I came up a bit short against Louis. Again, we had a fucking war. We rocked each other. I think I broke his nose, knocked his tooth out, and so on. And he gave me 2 black eyes. I normally have 1 black eye after a fight but for him to give me 2, that was the first one for me. So it's been a fast roller coaster year for me since I've been back fighting. And I got to say, then I got to drop back to my white collar fight for Brett Collier. My mate's not with us anymore. I walked out onto that balcony. I had Stand By Me as my ring walk song, looking down at Brett, his family, all my supporters, and everyone singing Stand By Me up to me. Still gives me, I got goosebumps now thinking about him, mate. And God bless you, Brett. As I say, thank you for getting me back into the game. And I hope you keep an eye on me and be my guardian angel, mate.
No, that's absolutely beautiful, that is, but it really is. And I can imagine that's what gave you that hunger and the passion to get back in and to keep on going. The fight with Tony Barrett, being on that big stage against somebody such as himself and experienced. The man's a tank in their face, he's a tank. And being able to go face to face with him, head to head with him, give him a war, must have gave you a lot of confidence coming out of that going forward.
100%, mate, 100%. I took the fight and, I'm new to the game, really, so I was a little bit naive on taking it, and I took it, and then I looked him up, and I thought, what the fuck are you doing, Nick, And I walked into that ring just thinking, don't make a twat of yourself, Nick, because I'd been watching the fights that night, and there was some quick knockouts and some brutal knockouts that night, and I was just thinking, you got your family, you got your friends, you're in Wales, don't make a twat of yourself. And I certainly didn't. Me and Tony had a great fight. And I watched it back a few times. I'm quite proud of the performance I put in against Tony, to be fair, mate.
Yeah, brilliant. It showed you what level you're at. And then, like you say now, you're putting in real training camps, serious training camps.
Yeah.
You're going to be straight back at that level soon. And I can tell you love it. Every time I speak to you, it's like you want the prize fighter to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to you. So, no, I can see you're excited. I can see you're confident. We're coming towards the end now. I like to give this time for people that have supported you for where you are now, and also sponsors if you have any. So the floor is yours, buddy.
Thank you very much. Right, my first thank you, and it always is to my 2 kids, Mia and Oshan Rees. You sacrifice so much, guys, for me to train, and we give up things. We miss parties. Sometimes you miss your dances or footballs or whatever. I just want to say, Daddy loves you all the world. I am going to get you them 2 belts this year. You're going to have 1 each by the end of the year, I promise you. And I'm not going to stop till I get them for you. You really are the fire and my inspiration, and you're my eyes, you're my breath, you're everything. I love you both very much. Then I got to thank like my friends and family, everyone who buys tickets to my fights. You know, you guys really do keep it going as well. When I come into that ring and I hear you all shouting my name, it's an absolute honour. I really, really do love it. Now, down to the sponsors for this fight, I've got a few of them in here, so bear with me. I got Ecus Group, DB's Roofing and Guttering, AD Sealants, The Pantry in Neath Market, Jacket Potatoes Neath, The Lamb and Flag in Glenneath, Ellis, Plumbing and Heating, Sweet Treats Cardiff, The Arch Bar and Nightclub, Prince of the Ring Promotions, SW Waste Management, MPT Handyman, and TNR Roofing and Building. They've come on and sponsored me for the first quarter of the year, really. And guys, without you, I couldn't do it. I'm away on a training camp now up in Kent, which is costing an absolute fortune, as you can imagine. I'm taking the week away from home, taking the week away from my kids. Everything's costing a fortune, as you can imagine. And without you guys, I wouldn't be here now. But I am going to repay you all with some big wins coming up in the near future. So thank you very much for sticking by me, guys.
Well, two things. You can tell the appreciation you've got for your sponsors because they just rolled off the tongue they did.
Mate, I've got the T-shirt hanging up on the other side of the room.
I thought you were either thinking or you wrote them on the wall or something.
Yeah, no, I'm in the hotel, mate, and I've hung the T-shirt up facing me ready for that question. Trust me, I'll always forget one. Otherwise, if I hang it up, I can't forget one and nobody can have a pop on me, mate.
But that support is really important for a fighter to be able to progress to the levels that you want to be at because, like you said there, you're away on a training camp. These things cost money, a lot of money. And having that support, it's a journey together. I always say a sponsor isn't someone you just get money from. It's someone who joins that journey with you, goes on them emotional, them exhilarating rides with you. And I'm glad you've got so much support going forward in your career.
Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate it. As I say, a lot of these guys, as soon as I come out of that ring, they phone in and they're like, Nick, come on, we keep pushing. Obviously, had a couple of losses in the bare knuckle when I went in, but obviously at a high level, I've stepped into that. And these guys, when them phone calls don't come after you've lost, you all know the fight game. Like, when you're winning, then the phone doesn't stop. When you're losing, you start not changing them on your own sometimes. And half of them sponsors have been with me from the start, and they have phoned me or messaged me straight after fights and said, Nick, come on, let's fucking get back up on your feet and let's go again. And as I say, that is inspirational, mate. It really does give you drive.
No, it's fantastic. That is absolutely brilliant. And what we'll do when this podcast is done and we send it out, Nicky will obviously tag his sponsors in it. So I'll just want to let the fans know, Nicky has tickets for Birmingham in April the 4th, Tynesy Working Men's Club, the first ever prize fighter. It's a light heavyweight. Please come and support the man as he attempts to take the £1,000 prize pot and the gloved light heavyweight title. Tickets are £35. If you want them, just message Nicky. Go.
Guys, £35 a ticket. You're going to have a hell of a show for that. So get on it, guys.
This has been the Circuit Media Podcast. This has been Nicky Rees, an absolute legend of a man. Looking forward to seeing him join the Fight Club promotions. Brilliant. Guys,
peace out, brother.
Guys.